here.
Right.
My husband is in Nigeria. My family is in Ohio. So
Right.
we just us.
That's right. That's right. I
It's
mean,
scary
woo,
though. I know that.
very.
I know how scary that is because it was the same thing when I came to Nigeria. Like the
Mm.
level of faith that I had to have to get here was ridiculous. Because I had the flight booked, but it was a return flight and everything. So it was like I am gonna come in September and leave in October. The whole point was for me and my husband to see how well we were. You know, we were talking online for 5 years. So we had met with each other, and I was taking a huge leap of faith by even leaving the U.S. Never been on a plane before. First time
Absolutely.
I get on the plane is to come to Nigeria. And I was
Wow.
just praying the whole time. And it was
Wow.
like my brother-in-law, he helped like financially too. So that helped like with the faith. But I'm like, okay, so, you know, I do believe that my husband was who he said he was. So I knew I wasn't being catfished because I had him jump through way too many hoops for it to be that. But to get on the plane and then come to Nigeria was humbling because I knew the only reason that I was able to do that, despite all the obstacles I had in my way, and there were a lot of them that I had to overcome, I somehow was able to maneuver through each one. Like I didn't even have to jump a hurdle. It was like God moved it out of my way. So I'm like, I see it coming, and I know this is going to be a problem. But God was like, nope, I got you. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
So I do that, and the final hurdle I thought I was going to have to overcome was my husband at the time, my boyfriend. And I'm like, you know, we got to make sure we're really who we say we are. And what if he's not, like, whatever. I get into Nigeria. The guy plays a prank on me and says that he's 3 hours away, but actually he's really there. And he proposes to me the day I get there. And it was, and you think like that was huge and it's scary and all that stuff. But it was just like, I am now engaged on the day that I left the U.S. for the first time, the day that I got on the plane for the first time, the day that I met my husband for the first time. I get engaged.
Right. Girl.
That's storybook right there, man. Storybook.
Like I have chills, girl.
All right, that's storybook right there, man. I'm serious, that's storybook. When you tell your children that story, man, woo! I'm telling you.
I met my husband online too.
Wow. And you want to know, I met my wife on a blind date. I met my wife on a blind date.
So you had
blind
actually
date.
seen our partners.
Right. I had not known. I met my wife on a blind date. And you want to know some ladies? I swear to you, only my wife knows this. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell the viewers. At this point in time in my life, I was a young guy. And you know what young guys do. I was out there. You understand? And I was dating this, that, and the third woman. At the time, I'll be real with you. I was dating like 7, 8 women, honestly. Oh. So my guy calls me the day before Valentine's Day. And he said, hey, yo, Q, what's up, man? I'm in the bed. He's like, yo, you want to go on a date with these girls? I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I don't got nothing else to do. It's a Sunday. He said, well, let's go to the movies. I'm like, all right, cool. So I had no idea how she looked or nothing like that. So I get up and get dressed, shower up, and I go in the bathroom. I look in the mirror and I say, God, this is exactly what I did. I said, God, I'm tired of running around, man. I don't like none of the chicks I'm dealing with. I don't really genuinely like them. And I got on my knees, ladies and gentlemen. I got on my knees around that apparatus we call a toilet. And I said, God, I'm going to be exactly myself. Because you know what dudes do when we're in our 20s, right? We try to be bravado. We try to be cool. But I said, you know what, Quan John? You're going to be exactly yourself. And if this woman appreciates it, you'll know that's her. And when I met her, I was my goofy self, telling my corny jokes. She was laughing at. Yeah. And we went to go see the movie, ironically, Hitched, with Will Smith. We went to go see that movie. That's our movie. We went to go see the movie Hitched. We stared at each other the whole time in the movie theater. When we got out the movie theater, the girls got in the car. This is when I used to smoke cigarettes, so I'm smoking. And I said to my guy, I said, yo, that's my wife, man. And he looked at me, what you mean that's your wife? I said, yo, that's her, man. And here we are 16 years later.
Wow.
That's my wife. Because I knew it.
Wow.
Because I knew it. But you want to know? But you know what? It's kind of like what you guys did. I said, you know what? I'm going to go out here and be vulnerable.
Right.
because that's what you did with your husband, and that's what you did with your husband. I said, and it's like, it's harder for, I'd say, men to do it. And I said, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm not going to put up the facade. I'm going to be who LaQuon Johnson is. And had she acted differently, I would say, okay, another one bites the dust. But she loved it. And I said, wow, this is who I can spend the rest of my life with, yo. I can be me every day of the week.
That's the importance of faith. And what I love, Tab, I was going through your Facebook, and you post these daily affirmations, and they are amazing. For y'all who, like, I know a lot of people try to do daily affirmations themselves, but if you're feeling like, you know, you're kind of at a loss for words, just go to her Facebook page. The link is going to be in the description, and go through her daily affirmations, because it's like, you think that when you give yourself affirmations, these are things you already know. Oh, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm that. But your affirmations were things that most people don't think about. And it's like, oh, wait, you know, you're right. You know, like, why don't I think about this? Why don't I big myself up that way? Like, where does that come from? Where do you get your affirmations from?
I wish I would have brought it in here. It's literally, I journal every single day. Like, it's like, I can't make this up to you, sis. I'm not lying to you. I literally, I open up my journal and I do a daily devotional every day. So I have moments, you know, I take a moment and I center myself with God. And from there, you know, I journal my own personal, just wherever I am, however I'm feeling. You understand what I'm trying to say? And literally, I open my journal up and I look at the Post-its that's inside. And like the other day, it was called It Was Written, you know, and that was because I personally was feeling, you know, with so much going on, I was having some doubt. And then I opened up the journal and the Post-it said, "It is written." And I was like, you know what? When it says it is written, it doesn't say if it's written.
Right.
It will be written. It gives me the certainty that it is already written.
Right. It's already done.
And so it's already done. You understand what I'm saying? And so the affirmations that I put up are literally out of my journal. It could be something that I am dealing with that particular moment, that day, or just something I was like, you know what? I think these people might need to be able to feel this in their spirit today. You understand? Out of my journal. I literally journal every day, and it's literally, that's why it says, if you look at the captions, it says straight out of my journal, because it's straight out.
When did you start journaling?
I journaled when I first moved to Atlanta. So probably in about 2018.
Okay.
And so every year I'll change the journal. The first year, you know, it had a beautiful cover, but every year I change the journals just so that I can keep up what's going on, you know, and separate my years. So yeah, I started journaling in 2018.
Wow. And what are you gonna do with them? Let's say like 20 years from now, you got that would be 20 journals. Let's say you got over 20 journals. What are you gonna do with them? You know, like bury them in like a time capsule, or I don't know.
I know, right? Honestly, I'm in the process of writing a prayer journal, right? Because journaling worked for me and prayer works for me. I feel like I can offer a beautiful prayer journal, an opportunity for women to have short prayers, and then the opportunity for them to journal their own thoughts after those prayers, right? And so, because I have a prayer journal where I journal prayers every day, 3 prayers every single day. You understand what I'm saying? And the book, the journal that I offer will literally be those prayers. And so I plan to share every thought via podcasting, however, I plan to share every thought.
Wow.
Tab, you give me that Vivica Fox vibe.
Let me tell you something. I am here at 8:20 sharp every morning. I work my ass off until quitting time. Yesterday, I counted $240,000 by hand for you. That's how you should know. I mean, come on. This is just not right.
And I'll tell you what that means. Whatever. I don't know who Vivica. I don't know her personally. You know what I mean? But you give me the character she plays. You give me that Vivica Fox vibe. I mean, as in authentic, but means what she says and stands on what she says, on every word she says. You give me that. You give me that. Like for real. And I think that's important in life, especially to actually learn it as a younger woman. To be your authenticity means everything, but actually stand on every word you say. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do that, men will take you seriously, and you will take yourself just as seriously.
That's right.
Which will pave the way to your success. And I think this conversation, it makes me think of the author Ellen Langer, and I'm going to put the description of her book and I'm going to put the link to her in our description. It's called Mindfulness. And I want you guys to check this out. Mindfulness, the 25th anniversary. And her theory of mindfulness basically she studies how to teach people how not to know. I'll say that again. Because you want to know something? That's a very fearful thing when we think we're going into a situation that we don't know what the outcome is going to be. All right?
Right.
And she's been studying this for like over 40 years, where we really don't know what the hell we're talking about, to be honest with you. Okay, let's be real. When we walk in a situation, we hope these things will work out. Okay. Right. Now she says, I or Portia walk in situations and we think we know, oh, well, I know what he's going to say. I know what she's going to do. I know what the outcome is going to be. You're actually closing your mind off to possibilities. This is what you're doing. Okay. However, if you walk into a situation totally blind, let's keep the blind analogy going. If you walk into that, so many possibilities become evident to you now. You actually become more visual by blinding yourself. Make sense?
Hey, now.
Right? So she came up with this theory. One day she was at a racetrack with she likes horses. So she's at a racetrack or whatever. So one of the jockeys told her, "Hey, can you watch my horse? I'm gonna go over here and get him something to eat." She said, "Sure, I'll watch your horse." So he comes back with a hot dog. All right. And she said, "What are you talking about? Horses are herbivorous. They don't eat meat." And he said, "Really?" Commenced to feeding him the hot dog. And from that day on, she said, "Wow." And this is a PhD we're talking about. She says, "Wow, I really don't know." So from that day on, she started living by that. Walk into situations as if you don't know. That's when you'll see the possibilities. Because when we walk in these situations thinking we know, it's kind of similar to what I did with my wife. If I'd have walked in thinking I knew what she liked, we would not be together today. Okay? I walked in saying, okay, I'm just going to be it. Right. Whatever. And that opened the doorway up to possibilities. And I think we actually have to stand firm on that in life, whether it be, I don't know, opening up our business or landing our job during the interview, or even coming in contact with someone new. They might remind you of somebody, but that's not them, okay? Allow them to show you who they are before you make it up in your mind. It could actually cost you everything. You know what I mean? Or allow you to gain everything in your life.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes. That's a whole word right there, bro.
Portia?
Yeah, I mean, that was profound, Q. Dang. Like, you just up here dropping knowledge.
So we doing motivational motives, baby. You understand? We get it motivated. For real. You know, we got to make that a habit. Segue to my new book, Habitual Habitat, an Urban Sermon, can be found on Amazon today. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It's about basically understanding where your habits come from. It's about forming positive habits. It's about doing away with bad habits. You understand? Right. Basically recreating the habitual act of living. Because once life becomes repetitive, you are no longer living.
That's so true. Funny that you said that, because I tell my son all the time, like, there aren't any bad people, right? There's just bad, right? And so you have bad choices that turn into bad habits, and now you see bad reflection.
That's
but
right.
If you have choices, they turn into good habits, and then you'll have a good reflection, right?
That's right.
So,
That's
you know, it's so funny that you said that, because it's true. It's very true.